Alright, it's been a minute since we did another DaVinci Resolve video, but today I'm going to show you what might be the best color grading plugin for Resolve. This plugin will get you a professional looking color grade in no time with film stocks, effects, and on-screen controls, and it's all really easy to use, so you don't need to be a colorist to implement this tool. And maybe the most interesting thing of all, it's actually really affordable, especially compared to some of the competition. Plus, it works in the free and studio version of DaVinci Resolve. Anyway, let's jump into DaVinci and I'll show you all about it. So if I head over to the Effects tab and then to Open Effects, you can see right here I've got a plugin called MagicGrade. And I can just drop that onto a clip and that will open the plugin right here in the inspector window. So as you can see with this plugin, I can even do all of my color grading on the edit page and not necessarily have to go to the color page. But it also works from the color page if that's more your thing. So you can then just look for MagicGrade in the effects right here and then drag that onto a node and work from there. Now this plugin was made by fellow YouTuber and DaVinci Resolve wizard, MrAlexTech, who you might know from other fantastic plugins such as Magic Zoom or Magic Subtitle. And if you do know those plugins or you've seen some of his videos, you know that this thing is gonna be good. One of the first options you can see in the plugin here is color space. And here you get two drop-down menus, source color space and output color space. So this clip right here, for example, was shot on the Blackmagic Pixis 12K. So I can select Blackmagic as my source and then Rec 709 Gamma 2.4 as my output. And it's that easy. Now, just to show you quickly, I've got my color management set up to DaVinci YRGB non-color managed, and my output color space is also Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. All right, now that is just a simple Rec 709 conversion, but here's where things start to get really interesting. First up, we've got presets. These are essentially ready-made color grades, so kind of like LUTs, but way cooler, and I'll show you why in just a second. So at the moment, you can download for free a few different preset packs from the MagicGrade community website. And the idea is that this will be an ongoing library where people can upload their own MagicGrade presets. But the really cool thing about these presets is that it's not fully baked into the footage like with a LUT. So if I just select this preset, for example, Japanese film, and now if we have a look at the sliders here, for example, at the tone curve, I can see all the adjustments that were done in the tone curve section to create this preset. And if I go to color palette and saturation, I can see all the adjustments that were made in this section to create the preset or this look. And that means I can actually go and make adjustments to really dial in this look to perfectly match my footage, which allows for way more flexibility and fine-tuning compared to your typical LUT workflow. And it doesn't even stop there, because here we've got an advanced menu. In there, you can combine different parts of different presets to find a perfect look that you like. So let's, for example, go with Filmish Gritty for the tone curve, and I'll go for Japanese film for the color palette. Let's take Moonrise Kingdom for the split tone, and then let's use Vintage Glow for the texture. Now I'll just brighten things up a little bit like so. So you were probably like, hey, wait a minute, what was that on-screen control thingy-majigs you were doing there? Well, just sit tight, we'll get into that because there is a lot of cool stuff in here. Next, let's look at this clip right here. This was shot on the Nikon ZR in the R3D NE codec. So I'll select my source, red, and then make sure my output is correct as well. And underneath presets, you'll also find the option for film stocks. So there are 40 different film stocks built into the MagicGrade plugin, and these are actual document scans. So Cinema 83 right here is the well-known Kodak 2383, or Eternal 500 here is, I'm guessing, a Fujifilm stock. Anyway, there are a bunch of really good looking options here to add a film emulation look to your footage. And with these sliders, you can also adjust the stock color, so how much of the color is being applied, and the stock contrast, so how much contrast is being applied. Now these are a bit different than the presets we just saw. They don't really use the MagicGrade plugin to work. They essentially work like a LUT and they sit at the end of the pipeline. So all of the other grading you might still want to do in MagicGrade will happen underneath these film stocks. But it's just another really nice thing to have inside this plugin. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention, all of this plays back super smoothly as well, even with the film stocks, which is most definitely not the case with other plugins. And I'm even playing back at full resolution here, as you can see, which is really cool that this plugin can do that. All right, so now let me show you the true essence of this plugin, which are the onboard controls. I've got this clip right here, which was shot on a Sony a7S III. I'll drag the MagicGrade effect onto that clip. And again, I'll select my source color space. So this time that's Sony S-Log 3. And I'll also set my output color space. And then right here in this drop-down menu, I'm going to select my Open Effects overlay. Now you get this pop-up right here where you can see all of the different controls. So if I hold Shift, you can see that this now pops up on my screen. If I then click and hold my mouse anywhere on the screen, I can drag up or down to control my offset. And if I let go of my mouse and click and hold again, I can drag left or right to control my gain. And you even get this small waveform right here on the screen to show you what you're doing. Next, we've got Option or Alt if you're on PC for tone curve. If I hold Option on my keyboard, you can see I get these three sections on screen. On the top, we've got lights and shoulder. These are gonna adjust the highlights in your image. In the middle, we've got contrast and pivot. And again, these are all really intuitive to just adjust by clicking and dragging with your mouse. And in the bottom, we've got darks and mids, so we can change those really easily here as well. Now, if we hit Command or Control on PC, we get access to saturation and density. So same principle, we can click and drag the mouse to adjust our saturation and our density. And here we even get a little vector scope to see what's going on with our colors. If we hit Shift Option or Shift Alt, we can make further exposure adjustments. And next we've got Shift Command or Shift Control, and this will open up film saturation. Film saturation is kind of like a combination of saturation and density, and there's also a few other things going on under the hood. Then if we hit Option Command or Alt Control, we can control the white balance. And what's really cool here is I can actually click anywhere on my image. So for example, the white helmet here, and it will automatically set the white balance, which is super easy. Now, if I want a quick before and after of the adjustments I just did, I just hit F7 and that'll show me a before and after of my recent change, so that white balance. And if I hit F8, it will show me a before and after from this current mode, so all the adjustments I just did. And all of these shortcuts are also listed right here inside the plugin, so especially in the beginning, it's great that you can just go and have a quick look here. So now all these adjustments we just did are basically these sliders right here under adjustments. So you could essentially just use these sliders, but it's really such an easy and intuitive workflow to use those on-screen controls. And you can see we've got a few other ones here as well: color palette, split tone, and texture, which we'll get into right now. So if I hit F2 on my keyboard, this will activate the color palette controls. You can see the little pop-up screen here has changed. If I now hit Shift, I can change the saturation of a specific color in my image. So if I, for example, click on the grass here, you can see it's recognized that I'm targeting the greens or the yellows, and I can then drag up or down to increase or decrease the saturation of those greens or yellows. If I now click on the person's skin, for example, it will recognize that red is the closest color to that skin color, and I can really easily, for example, adjust the saturation of those skin tones. If I hit Option, I can change the density of a specific color. If I hit Command, I can change the hue. Option Shift is for something called crosstalk, which is kind of like an RGB mixer. And Option Command is going to allow you to change the warmth of a specific color. And if I hit Command Shift, it will apply a skin mask. You can dial it in right here to get it to where you want it to be. And you can even go to the skin mask dials right here in the inspector window to get even more controls to get the skin mask just right. And now once that skin mask is on, I can use those same controls from before. It's not going to select the color red like before, but it's actually going to use that skin mask. Now, it's not perfect. There are definitely other ways to do that in DaVinci, but it's definitely a very quick way to get a decent skin mask. Next, we've got split tone. So if you hit F3, it will open up the split tone pop-up right here. You can see we've got red, green, blue, orange, teal, and pink. So if I hold shift, we get those 3 rows like we saw before with the tone curve. And if I click in the middle and drag up or down, I'm basically increasing or decreasing the contrast only in the red channel. You can also see that red line moving right here in the scope. And if I click in the top, I can increase or decrease the reds in the highlights. And in the bottom, I can do the same thing for the darks or the mids. If I hold Option, I can make these adjustments for the greens, so contrast in the greens, increase or decrease the greens in the highlights, or in the darks. And again, the same thing for the blues if I hold Command, so you kind of get the idea, right? And you can also really easily get a teal and orange look with this tool. So if I select orange by hitting Shift and Option, I can add or remove orange from certain areas of my image. And if I hit Option Command, I can do that for teal as well. And that way I can kind of create a really nice split tone look for my footage. Let's have a look at a before and after. And also playback is really smooth here as well. Lastly, we've got another very interesting tool called Texture. So if I hit F4, we can open up all the texture tools. When I hold Shift, I can add halation to my image, and you can see that especially around those highlights here. Holding Option will open the bloom effect. You can see that again on those highlights, it gives it a very nice glow effect. With Command, I can add grain to my footage. I can adjust the strength and the threshold. Next, we've got Shift Command to add a vignette. So I can adjust the amount of the vignette and also the softness of the vignette. And the last two are also really cool. Option Shift will open the distort effect. So you can add some barrel distortion or pincushion distortion by moving the mouse up or down. And moving the mouse left or right will add chromatic aberration. You can see that appear in the corners of the image, and it's really cool to get a stylized look. Then we've got Option Command. Here we can add blur to the edges of the image, kind of like to get a vintage lens look to the shot. Again, really cool to play around with. So this is before adding all the texture adjustments and after. Before and after. All right, so that was a quick overview of MagicGrade. If you want to check it out for yourself, you can get a free 7-day trial with the link in the video description. So just download it, play around with it, and see if you like it. And if you want to buy it, at the moment, it's only $69.99, which is honestly just insane value for how much is included in this tool. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.